Drizzy and T-Money blasting off the map. Mic check one, we igniting the chat. Big thoughts, big laughs, real talk on tap. From the stars to your ears, it's a certified slap. We break limits, no rules, no fear. Dropping gems every week, loud and clear. Vibes interstellar, mind so clever. Tune in once, you'll be hooked forever. This the blast off, where the wisdom collide. Rocket fuel flow, let the convo ride. From the cosmos down to the city stride. Every episode another joyride. Catch the wave, let the banter take flight. Brainstorm sparking through the depths of night. Underdogs talking, put the world in sight. All killer, no filler, just truth in the mic. Zone out, let the speakers combust. In a convo with hosts you can trust. Groundbreaking spins, no fine gold dust. It's a must, turn us up, adjust. This the blast off, where the wisdom collide. Rocket fuel flow, let the convo ride. From the cosmos down to the city stride. Every episode another joyride.
Don't sneeze on me.
Sorry, T-Money.
Get the hell out of here, Drizzy.
Okay. Welcome back to the Don't Sneeze on Me podcast. What up, T-Money?
How's it going, Drizzy?
It's going pretty great. How are you?
Not too bad. Trying to stay cool with this blistering heat that we've just been experiencing in New Jersey.
I know the last few days have been pretty awful, but today was quite lovely.
Today was quite lovely, I have to say. I actually had the air off and the windows open.
Same. As you know right now, the windows are open.
Exactly.
It's beautiful.
Exactly.
But I've been out and about in that blistering heat this week, that's for sure.
Well, and you have all those camps starting this week. So.
I had 2 start this week, 4 next week. And then we're in full summer camp mode. So, yeah, we are going.
I was going to say, I thought you looked like you lost some weight.
I have been running around like crazy, trying to find sustenance when I can and just making it work. But, yeah, definitely lost some weight. Thank you for noticing. But, no, it's been really productive and busy and crazy, but great. Yeah, how are you?
Not doing too bad. I've had a busy week at work, presentations and things like that. But
very fun.
I'm getting better at them. And for the most part, I feel like I might have done them already in the past, but, I think that was maybe just last month. So it always strikes a chord when I do the same thing over and over and over again.
Mundane, redundant tasks.
Exactly.
Meaningful, meaningless work.
I am a goofer, but not really. I actually do enjoy what I do. So, and I'm actually, I've gotten a lot better at it since I've started. I'm actually going to be up to 1 year next week. So.
Wow. Has it been that long?
Yeah, 1 year.
Time flies.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Look at us.
So mature.
But anyways, we have some interesting stuff to talk about today.
I think we do. I think we're going to talk about some things that everybody has experienced.
Yeah. I mean, I've definitely had experiences in pretty much everything we're going to chat about. So yeah, interested to hear what's happened to you and yeah.
Well, just to give people a little bit of insight of what we're talking about, everyone has experienced déjà vu. I mean, there's a movie about it, for God's sake. So you know that it's popular enough that people know about it. But for those of you who maybe have never experienced this, which you would be the oddball out, déjà vu basically is experiencing something that is new to you, but it feels like you've already been there before. So, I've had this a lot when I was a kid. I mean, when I was a kid, it was all the time. I was like, man, I feel like I've seen this before.
Same, often.
And it just, I don't know, it always catches you off guard because you don't see it coming until you're actually, the moment is actually happening. You're like, oh my God, like, I remember that. And
it's like almost like having a flashback.
It really is. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like you're living the experience twice. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think when I was doing a little research on it, they said about 60 to 80% of people have experienced déjà vu at least once in their life, which I think it has to be higher than that. I mean,
almost everyone I know has.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I will admit, as I've gotten older, though, I don't have it as much.
I have not experienced it in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely not. It's definitely something that I had when I was much younger.
Oh, yeah.
Like more than like my teenage years, early 20s, but like I experienced it
It's
I don't
be-
want to
it's-
say frequently, but often.
I think it's before the world hurt us,
Oh,
and then we had to experience real life.
yeah.
I mean, we were full of excitement and joy and looking forward to the future, and
But then reality strikes.
crushed us. But
Ugh.
I don't know. I think I don't think I've ever met anybody who hasn't had deja vu. So
Yeah.
I mean, when they say it's 60 to 80%, I feel like it's definitely a lot higher than that.
Yeah. What is like what I mean scientifically what do they say deja vu is? Like what causes it?
I mean, there's a lot of different theories. I mean, there's memory misfirings. I mean, there's like a cognitive like conflict, like your brain is working, in sequence with each other. So like you're experiencing it as it's happening. It's it's something that I don't think anybody really has a true knowledge about it. I mean, they said there's no paranormal evidence or scientific evidence
Mhm.
that it's related to a past life or anything like
Yeah,
that.
nothing
So
like strange or weird.
yeah, I
but,
mean
like,
that's what they're saying it is. I mean, I don't know. I feel like uh when deja vu happens to me, like I really feel like I've done that before. It's been such a strong feeling. I mean, and
you're certain. It's like you're certain you've experienced it before.
oh yeah. I mean, you feel like you're walking in the exact steps.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that's why I mean, to say there's no real evidence behind it. I mean, I just think that's their answer for I don't know.
Well, I mean, they say they have ideas of what causes it. They say like the brain, because of like the temporal lobe still developing at that age, like it basically accidentally files the present as a past experience. So it's like it's just like a misfiring in your memory, which
But
I believe can happen if your brain is developing. There's still elasticity in your brain and the way that it's forming memories. I think that's a possibility.
That's true, but is like it's not like you're misremembering. It's like you're experiencing again.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So that's what I don't understand. It's not that I misremembered what happened. It's more of I'm seeing it again because I've already lived this situation. I mean that it's like a parallel universe type of thing.
Yeah.
It's like somebody else has already made this decision once, and we just happen to connect at that exact moment in the universal existence.
So I do have a few theories as to what I think it could be that causes deja vu.
Let's hear 'em.
Yeah. So, I do think about like dreams. I think dreams have a lot of meaning, as we're going to talk about a lot today. But I think dreams can also be a sign of things to come. I feel like I've had dreams about things and they've happened in real life.
Oh yeah.
So maybe you're experiencing something that you've previously dreamed about before.
I mean, when I was a kid, I'll share a dream story. Like, so when I was a kid, I had a dream. So my brother, he's like, we've talked about him before. He's a little bit of a black sheep, and he used to disobey my parents pretty regularly. But one time he kind of disappeared for like a 24-hour period, and like really worried my parents, and they called around, couldn't find him, nothing like that. And I remember having a dream that night of me walking through the hallway to walk towards the kitchen. And it was such a vivid dream. Like I could see myself doing it, turning the corner and seeing my mother, my father, and my brother sitting in the kitchen. Like my dad was making pancakes. My mom and my brother were sitting at the kitchen table. And my brother was pouring orange juice. I mean, vivid, a visual. And when I tell you that happened to the T the very next day, because I guess my parents found my brother. I don't know. I never really was told what happened. But when I walked down, it was literally to the T exactly what I visualized. So I don't even know if that's
Is that a
deja vu,
I think that's
premonition,
a
or a
premonition.
dream. But
But
how-
maybe
how are you?
deja vu.
How am I connecting to that? That's what I don't understand.
Well, maybe deja vu is just you don't remember the dream, and when you actually experience the premonition, it triggers that dream memory that makes you feel like you relived it.
I mean, I guess that could be a possibility. I mean, I really, it was really one of the things that I remember to this day. It was such a clear image in my head, and the fact that it happened so perfectly exactly the
Yeah,
same.
exactly how you saw it.
Oh yeah.
So it's unnerving, that's for sure. They also say it could be like a memory from a past life. So it's like when it happens, it triggers this memory that may have happened to you in another life. Or possibly like a glitch in the simulation, or maybe like a timeline hop.
I mean, that's what the whole series of The Matrix was about.
Mm-hmm.
It was that our brains were fighting to wake up. And some of us were, the sheep, which we can call them, and they just, lived in their own world. But, there's others that, were the main character and we're trying to wake up just like they did. I mean, when Matrix, when Morpheus said, red pill or blue pill, which way are you going?
Yeah.
If I could, I don't know if I want to wake up to a doomed world, even though I know that's where we're going.
Yeah, I don't know that. Maybe just keep me in bliss, unknowing.
I know.
Bliss.
I mean, maybe I'll become a sheep. I don't know.
Maybe, but
If we become famous for this podcast, keep me as a sheep. I'm cool.
I'm cool with that. But like, could Déjà Vu just be a ripple from a decision made in an alternate universe?
I mean, I definitely think that's a possibility. I mean, you were supposed to, or you went left, and when you were supposed to go right. I mean, that's definitely. I think the multi-universe theory we could go into,
Go depth another time for
yeah,
sure.
Exactly.
But,
because I mean, there's a lot of theories about that. I mean, there's string theory, there's physics. I mean, it's crazy, but
I think about like the consequences of the actions and other potential timelines that could impact our current.
yeah, I mean, you're cross. I mean, I think Déjà Vu is probably you crossing over. Maybe you make a definite, connection at that one exact moment, and then you separate again. I mean, that's
It's like your timelines merge.
Yeah.
Merge for a brief moment, and then
they disconnect. I mean, there's. I mean, I would think in any universe, I'm probably the same. I mean, I don't see much of a difference. Maybe I'm married. Maybe I got kids or something like that. But I mean, I'm probably exactly the same. It's not like I'm like, like a superhero, which I want to be. But
I remember learning about Déjà Vu from watching The Matrix as a kid. And it's that scene when the cat goes across the room or whatever, comes out. I can't remember the exact details.
Yeah, he crosses the screen and they go.
And then he goes, Déjà Vu.
Yeah, and they all freak out because that's basically the computer changing something.
And the signs that the agents are coming.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what it was. But that's when I like learned what it was. But then it was like after that point that I felt like I experienced it. Not because of that, but I felt later on I was able to identify that feeling.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's just. I mean, like I said, there are theories that say that this really is a simulation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I hate to burst.
We've
people's
talked
bubble.
about that before. If you've
Oh,
listened
yeah.
to our other episodes, like we've talked about the simulation theory and hypotheses.
So what happens if Déjà Vu really is, just them fixing something, correcting something that all of us experienced? I mean, we did the whole Mandela effect.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Some of us experienced it one way, some of us experienced it another way.
Yep. We all have different memories of the same exact situation.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Febreze still had 2 E's.
But with that though, I just think about dreams in general, right? Like we talked about like how like Déjà Vu could be potentially like a dream coming into fruition. But dreams in general like are just so fascinating and unique. There's so many different types of dreams that you can have, and I feel like they have different meanings and they're all so unique. But
I mean, there's those books that describe, supposedly you can figure out what your dreams mean.
the meaning behind them.
I don't know how true those really are.
I used to read those, and I don't know how true they are either. I think just like stress, emotions, and things like that can trigger a lot of what your dreams are, like your current memories. Yeah, they can be skewed and warped, but that's because your imagination kind of runs loose in your dreams. But,
well, I mean, that's what they say with like, lucid dreams. Like I can personally say I've never had a lucid dream. And for those of you who don't know what a lucid dream is, it's where you can take control of the dream. So you realize you're dreaming.
yeah,
and then
like
you
in
have
the
full
dream, you're like,
control.
oh crap, I'm dreaming. And then you like take the reins.
I mean, if anyone's ever seen the movie, Inception,
mm-hmm.
that's exactly what
it
that
is.
I mean, if you ever really think about a dream, if you remember any of your dreams, you don't remember how a dream starts. Just like Leonardo DiCaprio said, you don't remember how it starts. You just happen to be in the middle
in it. Yep.
So I've never been able to control a dream. I don't know. Have you?
I feel like I not like that, not where I've realized that I was dreaming, but I've definitely made conscious decisions while I was in a dream.
Like the fight or flight method.
Yeah, like I've thought about running. Was thinking about like moving this way and doing this, and I remember making those decisions, and it felt very real. Like I have a lot of vivid dreams though. And a lot of my dreams when I do dream feel very, very real, and I remember the details, and I wake up and I'm like, was that real? Did that
do you
happen?
ever really remember a full dream, or do you just remember like screenshots? Because I only get screenshots.
Depends. I typically get like blips and pieces, but sometimes I could remember a full dream. And the one full dream that I could always remember was the one recurring dream that I got in my childhood, that I used to experience in my childhood. And it was such a bizarre kind of dream. And I remember I had it probably around the age of like 10, 11, maybe even younger than that. Yeah, definitely younger than that, maybe like 9. But in this dream, anytime any other people were around me, so if I wasn't alone, the world would be very bright and colorful, very normal, whatever. But if I was alone, everything was completely gray and dark. It was very strange.
So kind of like your personality.
I mean, yeah, dismal. But it was
I see the gray more now that I've known you. So.
But I remember like feeling very uncomfortable with this, and it wasn't like a sad thing. I wasn't a depressed kid or anything, or a sad kid, but there was something very uncomfortable about the feeling. And I remember in the dream, I would leave the house, the world around me would be gray, and then it would start to kind of get like muted colors, and I would see this man sitting on the curb of the street with his back to me. But he was just like sitting on the curb of the street with his back to me, and then I'd be walking towards him, and then I'd wake up. And this was a dream that I had frequently in my childhood, but there'd be different little versions of like the when I would have like the colorful scenes, who was in my dream, when the world was colorful, and where I was at when the world was gray and I was alone. Just very strange, but it was something that I experienced it quite frequently through probably the ages of like 9 to 11.
Well, I know you said that you're not really, you don't really talk to your father. You think that's like a father thing? Like
No.
you're missing the fatherly figure in your life?
No, because I wasn't sad about him as a kid.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm just asking.
Yeah. I've never really been sad about that, missing that element.
Maybe you just needed to have like a puppy around you all the time, or in your case, a kitten.
Maybe I just needed a friend.
Yeah, I've never had like a recurring dream. I mean, the only dreams I used to have that were recurring was those dreams of like falling. Like I used to experience that. I used to wake up with that like a lot. I mean, my parents used to say
When you like jolt awake.
Oh yeah. Like I mean, I used to jolt awake, but my parents used to say, and I don't know what dream I was having, but my bed used to be against the wall, and they said I used to kick the shit out of that wall. I mean, not enough to put like holes in the wall, but they said like every night I was
How far were you falling?
I don't know, probably pretty far. I mean, they always say that like, so this is the thing I think is interesting, is like they always say that you can't die in the dream. And I mean, in the movie The Matrix, I mean, Morpheus said it perfectly. He goes, the mind can't live without the body.
Yes.
Or the body can't live without the mind, I think it was.
Yeah.
So, I mean, is that like a fight or flight thing too? Because, you always wake up. Is that like your mind, darting yourself out of your sleep to ensure you don't die? I mean, or is that even something that's true? I mean, I've heard it as a kid, so maybe it's a myth. But
I don't know.
I mean, I've never died in a dream.
Yeah, I haven't either. So I can't speak on that necessarily.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that I always wondered about. I mean, dreams are, I don't even know how to really describe them. And most of the time, I mean, they're always different for me.
Always different, always unique, always feel different as well.
But you want to know something that I think is really odd, and I think we discussed this a little bit before the show, was I don't have nightmares as an adult anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess like you said, like I have dreams that maybe make me feel uncomfortable, but I don't have nightmares. And I just wonder if that's like my my subconscious being like, you have no creativity left. I've
I-
done it all.
Well, I think as we get older, your creativity, your imagination is stifled at this
Oh yeah.
point. So we're not fearful of these big bad monsters anymore necessarily. So our dreams aren't so like terrifying.
Yeah.
They might be more stress inducing or anxiety inducing because that's the stress and fear that we carry in our daily lives.
Oh yeah.
Where kids, they're more afraid of the unknown. They're more afraid of these like big, scary, like monsters and those sort of ideas.
Yeah, I guess I could understand that. I mean, I just wonder why. I mean, I didn't have nightmares a lot when I was a kid, but I do remember I had some pretty crazy ones that woke me up, that startled me, where I had head underneath the covers after that. But I mean, I guess as an adult, I'm just like, I've had a good run. We're good.
My older brother, I remember he had night terrors,
Oh,
and
I've heard of that.
those are scary because
Isn't that where you can't wake them up or something like that?
They're sitting up, they could be moving around, their eyes are open, but
They're possessed.
it seems like it. They're very scared, they're freaking out, they're like panicking. And I remember him waking up many times, and we couldn't wake him up, and his eyes were open, and we're trying to calm him down because he's just screaming, yelling, crying. And then we'd finally get him to calm down, and then he would actually settle down and then wake up and would have no recollection of what had happened, nothing at all. But it was so stressful and scary because you didn't know what was causing it at first.
Oh yeah.
Very strange.
I mean, I think dreams also. I think they could also maybe be, threat simulations. I mean, like I said, I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but it's like that fight or flight, like we were talking
Mhm.
about. I mean, maybe it's your brain just being like, oh, this is what I would do in this situation. I mean, I don't know. I think there's a little bit of everything, and if you really think about it. But have you ever heard of the dream deprivation effect?
No.
Basically, this is when a person's REM sleep is disrupted, or their dreaming is disrupted. And basically what it does, which I think is hysterical, is that it increases anxiety, irritability, and difficulty with memory and concentration.
Sounds like me every day.
I'm just saying, like, I feel like that's the entire world.
Oh, absolutely. Everybody's sleep deprived and stressed out and at their limits. And
It's
Yeah.
just I think we all need a little extra sleep in our lives. I mean, I can tell Drizzy's tired right now. She's
Oh,
pushing through
absolutely.
the show as best as she can.
And everybody's cortisol levels are elevated too, which doesn't help any of that.
Oh
Doesn't
yeah.
help with hormone regulation, therefore doesn't support positive brain function, which could cause more erratic dreams. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's just dreaming is just, I think it's part of our it's part of our daily lives. But I think as we get older, and maybe it's just me, I don't feel like I remember them as much.
I do when I have them. I
Mhm.
feel like when I dream, it's rare now, but when I dream, I feel like I remember it. And maybe I do dream and I don't remember it,
Yeah.
but I still get very vivid dreams.
Do you? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I said I think. I mean, if I have a dream, I tend to remember it.
Hmm.
But I don't know if it's just me being exhausted all the time, and
Could
that's
be.
why I just don't
Or
remember
your alarm going off
Oh, yeah.
before you've even gotten a
that,
full
or
cycle of sleep.
I close my eyes, and then all of a sudden I realize that it's morning already.
Yeah. One of my favorite type of dreams, and I used to have these a lot as a kid. Not so much as an adult, but as a kid I remember these. And um I don't know if favorite's the right word. They're a little strange and they make you feel a little odd, but fascinating. How about that? Fascinating. Out of body dreams. When I don't know. I've had these dreams where I've been floating in my room or looking down at myself, and I see myself laying there asleep. I mean, maybe this is an out of body experience. I don't know, but I definitely was sleeping. But I would be floating up, seeing myself in bed, and then I might be like out flying. Like I have had a lot of like those dreams, and those to me are very vivid, those dreams, I remember all the specific details of where I went, what I saw, what I did, all of that.
I mean, do you think that's a dream, or do you think that's like, I mean, I don't know if you're very religious or not, but I mean, do you think that's maybe the soul leaving the body for a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I believe that like our souls can leave and explore and go, explore the universe and things like that for sure. So maybe this is one way of us kind of taking the reins on that in a way.
I mean, it's interesting. I know that they say that, those like Buddhists and things like that, when they meditate, they can connect to the universe with their soul connects to the universe. So I'm wondering if that's like your soul connects to maybe the universe. Maybe that's why deja vu and dreams happen. Maybe it's your souls from other universes are connecting and giving you that type of deja vu effect.
Possibly. I don't know. I used to just enjoy those dreams as a kid. It felt like a big adventure when I would wake up because it's, not something that I would experience that often. But when I did it, I remember it was so like, oh, I went on this cool adventure in my dream, of course. But it was just something I remember so well and like really, really, really enjoyed.
Now, when you would have that out of body experience, not like when you're just floating above your body, but if you like went somewhere, did you remember where you went?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like I remembered all the specific details. I remember like what I saw, like what I did, all of it. I would wake up and I could tell you all about it.
That's actually pretty cool. I don't know if I've ever had that.
Yeah.
Where I could like just leave.
I enjoyed it. I haven't experienced it in a very long time, but it was definitely cool. However, worst dream experience, or I don't even know if it's a dream, but have you ever experienced sleep paralysis?
No.
Oh.
I can say I haven't.
You want to talk about an unnerving experience? That is it. Like you wake up and you can't move. You can't move. And there have been times where I almost felt like a weighted blanket was on top of me, just with pressure kind of pushing me down a bit.
I mean, the only time I've ever really heard of that, and we can circle back to our aliens episode, is when people say that they've woken up and been paralyzed, and there's been a little gray men standing around the bed. So
see, I've
never experienced that, but I've heard of it.
Neither have I. But I've heard there's like some paranormal explanations potentially for it. But but there's also, along with that, there's the idea of sleep paralysis demons, that when you're experiencing this sleep paralysis, you can sometimes hallucinate, see shadow figures, see things moving in the room, maybe hear things, have some audible hallucinations, things like that. It makes you wonder, are they hallucinations? Is it paranormal?
Did you ever have that?
Is it just a very awful dream?
Yeah, did you ever have that when you lived in that haunted house that we talked about in one of our previous episodes?
Well, yeah, I had a lot of like sleep paralysis episodes as a kid, and nothing crazy. Like some of them, most often, it was really just a few seconds. I would wake up, I couldn't move for a few seconds, and it's almost like I snapped out of it. I'm talking like 5 to 10 seconds. But there were occasions where it was up to 20 to 30 seconds of not being able to move and just feeling heavy pressure, and like everything is kind of daunting around you. It's very uncomfortable. Not a good feeling.
I'm kind of glad I've never had it.
Yeah, it's not great, but I have not had it as an adult.
I said the only thing I've ever had, and we talked about it earlier, was I do those jump starts. Where it's
yeah.
like you're sleeping and then like you jump start. I don't know. I call it a jump start. It's basically you're laying there and you wake yourself up by, I don't know, shaking or something like that. Or
it's like the startle effect.
I mean, I do it a little bit more when I'm just about to fall asleep. So I don't know if that's just the body calming down and it's trying to get rid of extra energy, but
it probably has to do with your nervous system and things still firing while you're like switching into sleep mode, because I know that happens to me a lot.
Yeah.
Like as I'm falling asleep, you get that like twitch and it like wakes you up, like jerks you out of your sleep, and it's powerful.
I was like, you would think your body would have a different way of handling that. It's like
that's not the best way.
I'm not gonna jolt you awake like you have resuscitation paddles on your chest.
Yeah, but we were talking about this earlier, that like that feeling of falling in dreams.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I said I used to have those, I tell you, regularly as a kid. And like I never understood it. I mean, it was always it was always, and it was always a scary, like you felt it in your gut when you woke up, like because like your body experienced it, or your mind experienced it, and your mind made it so real.
You feel it in your gut because you think about like a roller coaster when you're going down that drop. Where do you feel it? In your gut. And it's like you have that same exact, it has the same effect.
Well, I mean, they say that, during the day, I think we only use like 20% of our brain, or 10, something like that.
Yeah, not much.
But I mean, they say that
even less.
They say that when you're sleeping, like, you have 100% control of your brain, which, I mean, that's what makes you wonder, the mysteries of the brain. Like, what else could we really do?
What are we truly capable of?
What could we really, do if we had 100% control?
Well, there's been a few movies made about that.
And every single one, I want 100%
and
control.
They all end terrible.
Exactly. I'd be a super villain.
I don't know. Dreams are so unique. They're so different. There's so many different types of them. Do you think that dreams have meaning?
I mean, I really think it's more, to me, I think a dream is, possibly is another timeline, maybe a timeline bleed. I believe in multi-universe theory, and I think we're definitely gonna have to do a show about it, because there's so much that can be discussed about it. And I really believe that we live in a different universe, like, Earth 616, and there's Earth 313 that we happen to coincide with every so often.
So essentially, they're just other timelines that are bleeding through.
I mean, at least in my
crossing paths.
In my theory, I think it is, because I've experienced. I think my dreams have been more of seeing things either in the future, or things that are to come, or just like more not so much like where I can control the dream. I mean, where, like, I never had an Inception experience.
Yeah,
I always had more of a, I saw something, and weeks down the road, I had like a déjà vu effect, or something that just came to memory.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I've heard that like it's just messages from your subconscious, but I've had dreams that are just so strange and bizarre and have nothing to do with anything that's going on in my life, that I've had really random ones. So who knows what the explanations are? I don't know. I'm either quantum leaping in my sleep, or I'm just stressed and dehydrated.
like I said, dreams are just freaky, powerful, and probably it's probably just the government spying on us. I have to say, I think that's what it is. Those COVID shots, we all got microchips.
Ooh.
I guarantee it.
Who knows? We'll see in the future. But if you dreamt this podcast, please rate and subscribe in all timelines.
But for all of us here at Don't Sneeze on Me, this is T-Money dropping the mic.
We out.